You feel it, don't you? That weight pressing down on your chest, as if the world is spinning out of control and you're simply a spectator. I've seen that look before. It's the look of someone who feels overwhelmed, someone who thinks the chaos outside is dictating the peace inside. But here's a truth you may not realize. Control doesn't begin out there. It begins in here. Life throws challenges at us. Some we expect, most we don't. We often think control means manipulating circumstances, adjusting the things around us so that they work in our favor. But how much can you really control the world? How much power do you have over people's opinions, their actions, or even the unpredictable turns of fate? Very little, if any. Yet, what if I told you the most powerful form of control is the one within your grasp, always? It's the control of your mind, your reactions, your thoughts. It's not the absence of chaos, but the mastery over how you face it. The key is inner control. When you lose yourself to your emotions, anger, frustration, fear, it feels like you're a puppet, strings pulled by everything outside of you. But when you master your mind, you become the puppeteer. Suddenly, those strings, they snap. You realize nothing has power over you except what you allow. But this mastery, it takes effort. You can't simply decide to control your mind and expect it to happen. It's a discipline, a practice. Just like a charioteer must guide his horses to run straight, so too must you guide your thoughts. When they run wild, they lead you into dangerous territory, into doubt, into regret, into pain. But when you take the reins, steering your mind, you move forward with purpose. How do you start? The first step is awareness. Watch your thoughts. Don't become them, simply observe them. When anger bubbles up, don't let it control you. Acknowledge it, but don't become it. When fear whispers in your ear, don't shut it out. Listen, but don't let it dictate your actions. Every time you do this, you strengthen your ability to remain calm amidst the storm. But controlling the mind isn't about suppression. It's about understanding. You see, emotions aren't the enemy. They are signals, guides that can lead us to deep realizations if we observe them carefully. What hurts you most? What triggers that anger or that sorrow? Somewhere within those feelings lies a truth about yourself. In this journey of self-control, remember, the mind can either be your greatest friend or your worst enemy. When it's calm, when it's steady, it can see clearly, and its decisions are wise. But when it's chaotic, driven by emotions, it clouds your vision. You start to believe the lies it tells you. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. This pain will last forever. But none of that is true. So how do you turn the mind into a friend? By feeding it the right things. Positive thoughts, peaceful moments, purposeful actions. Surround yourself with wisdom. Reflect on your purpose. And slowly, you'll find that the mind starts to obey. It becomes disciplined, just as a muscle grows strong through exercise. And when the mind is under your control, life feels lighter. You no longer fear the unpredictable because you know no matter what happens, you are in control of how you face it. You no longer feel a victim of circumstances because you realize the greatest power lies not in changing the external, but in mastering the internal. You must also understand that this control brings freedom. It seems paradoxical, doesn't it? Control leading to freedom? But it does. Because once your mind is in your hands, nothing can sway you. You're free from being tossed around by the waves of fate, free from the traps of anger, fear, and desire. You stand firm, strong in your resolve, peaceful in your heart. This is the essence of control, the control of the self. It doesn't mean rejecting your emotions or denying your struggles. It means rising above them. It means guiding your mind with compassion, patience, and determination until it serves you and not the other way around. Look at the river before us. It flows, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. You cannot stop the flow of the river, but you can learn to navigate its currents. Your mind is much the same. You cannot stop the flow of thoughts and emotions entirely, but you can learn to steer through them with wisdom and control. And when you do that, when you've mastered the art of navigating the inner world, you will find that the outer world no longer has power over you. You will live with peace, with clarity, with a deep sense of freedom, because you've mastered the most important control of all, the control of yourself.